You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You may Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show, OnFire-TV.com, OnFire-TV.com. So much to get into, so much that I gotta talk about, but I really want to focus on Baltimore City Schools. I mean, the time for excuses has so long passed, but Baltimore City Schools Baltimore City Schools make excuses that they would not take from their students. Baltimore City Public Schools, They do things that they would not allow their students to do, but they want you, the parents, they want you, the public, to agree to and turn the other cheek while they just ill prepare our young people for the world. Yes, so we've talked about it in multiple shows. It's talked about some of the atrocious test scores for students in Baltimore City. So Baltimore City Public Schools, now the Baltimore City school system, which I'm a product of, many of you are products of, but we have listeners from across the country. But the school system here in Baltimore is slamming the media. They're pushing back against the media for reporting that some schools, there were at some schools, there were no students who reached proficiency levels in math on the latest MCAP standardized tests. Oh, and so they're trying to, because it makes them look crazy. It makes them look bad. I would say that you got one job, and that's to educate the students. I would say you got one job, and that is to prepare these students to take tests. But school officials have posted their statement on their website, and they're accusing the media of writing what they call inflammatory summaries and headlines to earn internet clicks, and attributing the reports to what the statement calls a repeatedly ill-intentioned news outlet. Okay, so that's Fox 45. Now, I always slam Fox 45, right? Now, this happens to be something that OnFIRE TV and Fox 45 agree on. That is the conditions of Baltimore City Public Schools. The job that they are doing is not sufficient. And as I said, Baltimore City Public Schools make statements, and the Baltimore City school system makes excuses that they would not accept from their students. They wouldn't accept these excuses. Listen to some of this hoopla. So they say, overall, the district closed the gap with the state of Maryland in 7 of 14 tested grades and subjects, generally math and English language arts, between 2019 and 2022. We were encouraged, but neither pleased nor satisfied, reads the statement. Okay, so if that's the case, what are you talking about right now? What about the summaries that have been put online, the summaries that have been put over the airways, the summaries that have been broadcasted about the failure of the Baltimore City public school system? What about that is wrong? Why does the school system want a pat on the back? If your student they got 7 out of 14 right, you would fail them. Baltimore City Public Schools, you are failing based on your own metrics. You said 7 out of 14 tested grades in subjects, generally math and English. What I'm not understanding is why the Baltimore City Public School system wants us to give them a pass that they would not give their own students. The report by Maryland State Department of Education from January showed that test scores for students returned to pre-pandemic performance levels in English, but not in math. Now, that could be because they got them doing that bogus math, which doesn't even make sense in the first place. Math is math. These students need to be prepared to do math in the real world, not some convoluted, stupid system that some liberal drew up and has just sold this bill of goods to school systems. They need to understand regular math that they're going to have to do in society when they become adults. So that's a big part of the reason why they are not proficient. Parents can't help them with this stupid math that they're teaching in schools now. And the students don't understand it. And it seems that the teachers can't even teach them this stupid math. They need to teach these students how to do math that is going to be applicable in their life. That is the math that you learned when you were in school and the math that I learned when I was in school. Basic math, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, that kind of stuff, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, some algebra, that kind of stuff. But this core, common core, whatever this crap is, that's part of the problem. So these Maryland Comprehensive Assessment Program results, atrocious. And these so-called educated people in Baltimore City public school system, the higher ups, the ones that are making all this money, making excuses. According to the report, the percentage of students proficient in math in grades 3 through 8 dropped from 33% in 2018-2019 school year to 22% last year. Oh my God. And here's the thing. Teachers do a very important job, but you are also talking about teachers are underpaid. Teachers need raises. I mean, what kind of job are the teachers doing? Now, I'm not letting parents off the hook because parents are a big part of this problem, 50%. Because you also need to reinforce what the students are learning in school. You can't just put it all on the teachers. And then teachers have to do their job as well. But this calls for parents reinforcing what was learned during the day. Parents need to be involved. I understand that you work. I understand you got other things to do, but you also have to be invested in your child's life. And not just their cell phone and that kind of stuff and clothes. But there's other things that you got to be invested in as well, or you're not going to get the results. We can't blame it all on the school system, but the school system is atrocious. I'm not letting any of them off the hook. Since the 2021-22 school year, City Schools has invested more than $17 million in what they're calling high dosage tutoring. High dosage tutoring. And this is as a critical academic recovery strategy, they wrote in the statement. So if y'all put $17 million in what you're calling high dosage tutoring, and you're getting these kind of numbers, you are wasting money. See how people try to say money is the answer? Money is not the answer only. You can throw a whole lot of money at the wrong thing, and it's still going to be messed up. You guys take the money and spend it on the right things. So as I said, according to the report, the percentage of students proficient in math in grades 3 through 8 dropped from 33%, which was in the trash can. 33% of the students are proficient in math, and they were excited about that. So that has dropped 10%. So now it's only 22% of third graders through eighth graders can do the damn math. No, something's wrong with this picture. Something is wrong with this picture. Since the 21 to 22 school year, they said that they invested $17 million in high dosage tutoring. High dosage tutoring. What does that even mean? No. To me, $17 million was put in somebody's pocket. Because we're not seeing the results of it. We're not seeing the results. So 4 schools in Harlem Park, they're talking about this. Augusta Fells Savage Institute for Visual Arts, Harlem Park Elementary Middle, Blueford Drew, Jimson STEM Academy West, and Career Academy. These, I just, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to hear these so-called educated people lie like common criminals and make excuses as to what's happening with the money, because they want to throw this out. We spent 17 million. What does that mean? 17 million. Really? 17 million. Could you give us an accounting for where the 17 million went for this high dosage tutoring? I think that if they spent $0 on high dosage tutoring, they would have gotten the same results, which was nothing. Nothing. It is an embarrassment. The Baltimore City public school systems is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. But they continue. The district has expanded professional development for teachers. What does that mean? What professional development is happening when the test scores now are lower than they have ever been? Lower than they have ever been. They claim to be focusing on math, similar to what has already been committed to literacy. Part of the problem is we have to get back to basics. Get back to basics. Now, regarding the scores, Mayor Brandon Scott issued the following statement. He said that there's a lot of work to be done in city schools, and they know that. But that work is just not on city schools alone. That's on all of us to do that for our young people, the mayor says. Everybody that says that they care about young people in the city of Baltimore should be stepping up to help. Now, of course, Mayor Scott is a friend of the show. He's been on the show several times. For the most part, I agree with that statement. The mayor said that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in city schools, and they know that. Okay, I agree with that. The mayor also says that that work is not just the job of the city schools alone, even though they're paid to do it, but he said it's not just their job, it's for all of us. I definitely agree that parents play a big part in this. Parents can't just send their kids to school, drop them off at school, put them on some bus, kick them out the house for a few hours, and not reinforce what is taught. It is hand in hand. And if more parents were reinforcing what is taught, they would be able to catch the crap that is being sold to the citizens of Baltimore. And that's what it is. It is a load of crap. We have folks that are stealing our money. I say stealing because they have millions and millions and millions of dollars, and we don't see any results. We're seeing worse results now than there have ever been. That is a problem. Now, whether you are a conservative outlet like Fox 45, who I agree with hardly nothing that they say, we agree on this, that the school systems right now, the performance currently needs a lot of work. So let's see, go to comments. Dominic Stokes says, get Brandon Scott out of here. All right, now, we're not really talking about Brandon Scott's job per se. We're going to have a whole lot of conversations on that because he's going to be running for re-election in the 2024 race. We're going to have plenty of time to analyze the job that he has done. But it seems like Dominic Stokes is not a fan of Brandon Scott. So who needs to be the mayor? If you don't think it's Brandon Scott, they're going to start talking about bringing Sheila Dixon back. Is that what's going to happen? I'm interested to see that. This is going to be a very, very interesting election coming up. Oh, I'm going to make some predictions here. Tharu Vignaraja, who's been on the show a few times, I think that Tharu Vignaraja is going to run again. He's a friend of Fox 45. I mean, he's a friend of the show as well. I don't have anything personally against him. And as I said, he's been here to the show several times. He brought his father a couple times. But I just think that he gets behind some topics that I don't know. I need to have another conversation with him. It's been a while since I've had a chance to chop it up with him, but I'm predicting that he is going to be running for that job. He ran for it before. And so Stokes, Dominic Stokes is saying, yes, bring back Sheila Dixon. I'm sure Sheila Dixon would like to come back. I'm sure that Sheila Dixon would like to come back. But like I said, we have the 2024 race, which is a presidential race. It's also going to be one that the city of Baltimore is going to be selecting their next mayor. So that is going to be interesting. So we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the Baltimore City Schools CEO and some recommendations that she wants to make. She thinks she knows. I don't know what she knows, but she's a smart lady. I understand that. She knows how to get that money. She's getting some money. She knows how to get some money out of the city of Baltimore. But we're going to talk more about her. We come back right after this on the Diamond K Show. Stay tuned.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here. We're talking about Baltimore City Schools. The excuses, the time for excuse making is well past. There has been so much unaccounted for money across the board at Baltimore City Schools. Baltimore City Schools are a very, very bad joke. Very bad joke. Now, the CEO recommends contract renewal for a charter school. So Dr. Sandelisis yesterday recommended that the school board renew the contract for the Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys. The recommendation is the first step to keep this charter school open. The CEO of the school said that the charter fell short in one area of their annual review, which was the reason for the possibility of closure. Again, these school systems want you, the people of Baltimore, to accept things that they would not accept from their students. They want that. Now, I understand that parents in the community are fighting to keep this Baltimore charter school open, right? They are facing the possibility of closure. For former council people are trying to rally support for them, but they are facing the possibility of closure because of their failure to be proficient. So why should you again have your contract renewal when you've been failing the students? This is a business. This is a CEO. He's not a principal, right? He's a CEO. Your business has been failing, Edwin Advent, who is the CEO of the school that is on the chopping block, as it should be. Now, so when they do the review, there are three areas that they look at. They look at academic performance, they look at culture, they look at climate, finance, and governance. Right? So culture and climate is together, finance and governance is together. So academic performance, culture and climate, that's one. Finance and governance, that's another. So in the area of academic performance, they claim that they're fine. I think that that is subjective. In the area of culture and climate, just barely passing. When you get to the category of finance and governance, well, that is that's where things get a bit sketchy. So the audits, shaky. the area of operator capacity and those type of things that, their letters of concern, reprimand, things like that. The governance, the way the school is run, finances, sketchy. So you're doing just fine in regards to the standards of Baltimore City Public Schools, money and things like that. Baltimore City Public Schools screws money up all the time. So, of course, the CEO of Baltimore City Public Schools is not going to have any problem with another school that has issues in the area of finance and governance. Of course, they're going to make excuses for that. So when it was revealed that the school could close at the end of the year, parents attended a meeting last week to express concern. And I understand these parents are like, no, what's going on? We don't want the school to close. And that makes sense from the parents' perspective. But if the school is being run like a bad business, I mean, how long are we supposed to continue to allow money to just be dumped in a hole? And we get nothing out of it, nothing good. I'm sure if you go to Dr. Sandelisa's house, it looks pretty good. But if you go to schools and you talk to some of these students, not so good. So what kind of job is she doing? I guess she's doing a great job because she's getting paid a whole lot of money. And that's what it all comes down to, right? It's not really about the kids. It's about how much money these so-called educated people can stuff in their pockets. That's what it seems like. The way that Baltimore City Public Schools and many of these schools are operating is dreadful. It is dreadful. They are doing such a great disservice to the city of Baltimore. So as it relates to the school, the Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys, the board is scheduled to hold its final vote on February the 23rd. So we'll see what happens at that point. Not sure where it goes. Not sure. But I think that they need a new CEO, bare minimum. Bare minimum. I mean, there's so much excuse making around these parts. So much excuse making. It is sickening. It is sickening. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, of course. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, I'm here weekdays, 6 p.m. on fire-tv.com, on YouTube, DJ Diamond K. Of course, anywhere you get podcasts, just search The Diamond K Show. Let's do this, a quick break. We'll come back and we're going to talk about another friend of the show, the current Baltimore City State's Attorney, Ivan Bates, and his thoughts on these gun laws. We'll talk about that right after this. Welcome back. Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here. Of course, you want to get in touch with me, send me music, booking info, djdiamondk@gmail.com, djdiamondk@gmail.com. So Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates is urging lawmakers to pass tougher gun laws. No surprise there. He's a friend of the show. I've had many conversations with Ivan Bates. And I told y'all that this is what was going to happen. I told y'all that he was going to get tough on guns. Tough on that. House Bill 0481 would increase the maximum penalty from 3 to 5 years, from 3 to 5 years for repeat offenders who are carrying illegal guns. Speaking in front of the Judiciary Committee, Bates said that this bill won't stop the problem entirely. Obviously, it's more tactical to tackle the problem in this way. This is one of several things that he wants to do. So he thinks that increasing the penalty, the maximum penalty, and this harsher sentence is one tactic that he wants to use. And so individuals will know that there's a harsher penalty for carrying illegal handguns. He thinks that some may think twice. Not everyone, but some will think twice. Bates said that those sentenced to 3 years usually only do about 8 months. Think about that. Somebody getting sentenced to 3 years usually does 8 months. Wow. So now by bumping the jail time to 5 years, the offenders will likely get about 15 months. Oh, we definitely need tougher sentencing. So you get sentenced to 3 years, you might just do 8 months. You get sentenced to 5 years, and you will likely get 15 months. These numbers are crazy. Mr. Bates said this: I recognize, having been a criminal defense attorney, 3 years has been a joke because individuals carrying guns, they have always been able to get 3 years because people aren't worried about being held accountable, the state's attorney says. If the bill is passed, it will go into effect in October of this year. So what do you think about that? Do you think that this is a very small step. So this will, in terms of how much time folks convicted would spend, the offenders would probably, roughly double the amount of time that they're behind bars if this happens. I think that it will happen. I think that it should happen. I think that it is a good step in the right direction because there is there's a lot of, there's a lot of feeling, not of lawlessness, but we need to clamp things down just a bit. Here in the city of Baltimore. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at the Diamond K Show. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com. Take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back. You read Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show, ONFIRE-TV.com. Need to get in touch with me, djdimondk@gmail.com. A 15-year-old girl who was shot in North Baltimore tonight is in critical but stable condition. Police Baltimore police said that they were called around 6:15 tonight to the 800 block of East 43rd Street. That's where the police located a 15-year-old girl with gunshot wounds. Paramedics stabilized her, took her to the hospital where she is undergoing surgery. Shantae Jackson, director of the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, said that the victim is a freshman at Mervo. The shooting scene is near the Walter P. Carter Elementary and Middle School. That is all we know right now. Teenage girl shot in North Baltimore, and she is in critical condition. Yes, the time is now for tougher gun laws. And I don't even know if what Ivan Bates is proposing is tough enough. I think that we really need to raise the bar right now.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here, of course, the Diamond K Show, ONFIRE-TV.com, ONFIRE-TV.com. Before we go, there was this viral post that claims that confidential informants collect salaries over $80K in some states. That was mind-blowing to me. And when it comes to the rap game, when it comes to the world of organized crime, the act of snitching, aka cooperating with law enforcement, is definitely frowned upon. It is loathed. It is hated. Now, according to this, if an individual who has witnessed or partaken in illegal activity involving either entity can be coerced into providing law enforcement with intel, it seems that it can be quite lucrative. It seems that they can make, couple dollars, more than a couple dollars. So according to these reports, confidential informants in the United States earn about $84,000 annually, equating to roughly $7,000 a month. On the flip side, simply being accused of cooperating as a rapper could completely derail that person's career, while also calling into question their street credibility. So if they're a so-called street rapper, they're a gangster rapper, reality rapper, somebody like that, and they are accused of being a snitch, cooperating with feds, this changes everything. This turns their world upside down. Now, these instances came to fruition with certain rappers linked to Lil' Kim's perjury case back in 2005. Remember that? The trial of the 9 Trey gangsters back in 2018. This current YSL RICO case, it's interesting. But confidential informants in Nevada can make up to $85,000 a year with a monthly pay of roughly $7,000. I don't know. That is something else. That is something else. I had no idea. I had no idea. Of course, the WK Show. Of course, I'll be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. The Radio on Fire and the ONFIRE TV network, we are only able to do what we do because of our listeners' support and, of course, the support of our sponsors. Visit onfire-tv.com/join to become a Patreon supporter. You get twice the content. You can do that right now. onfire-tv.com. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at Hoodfellas Bistro Catering.